Is the push to find a girlfriend after 50 actually a quiet retreat from your own freedom? Before we begin, if this message hits home, show your support with a like. It truly helps this content reach more guys who need to hear it. And I want to know your take. Should men over 50 focus on casual dating, or is a serious partnership still the goal? Let me know why in the comments. Today, we're tackling a sensitive subject. 5 powerful reasons to reconsider a committed relationship after 50 and 60, framed through Stoic wisdom. This isn't about resentment or hiding away. This is about sovereignty. It's about vision. It's about reclaiming the life you've earned. We're exposing the subtle drains that quietly siphon your vitality and compromise your hard-won stability. First, a fundamental truth. This isn't a critique of women. The real adversary is unconscious neediness. It's a temptation for an older man to soften his edges simply because he's thankful for the company. It's craving approval after a long stretch alone. It's the false idea that a partner will meant a void that only your own growth can ever fill. Stoicism offers a perfect tool. Never chain your contentment to what lies outside your command. And another person is the ultimate external. Let's explore the first 3 reasons. These resonate with most men in their later years who feel that familiar pull to pair up again. Reason 1. Attraction at this stage is frequently about utility, not unity. This isn't cynicism. It's clear sight. And seeing clearly is a Stoic mandate. As an older man, you possess assets younger men lack. Composure, life experience, financial footing, a settled strength. Women your age naturally recognize this. But here's the pivot. Often, the draw isn't toward your essence, but toward your capacity to solve problems. And mature men routinely mistake this practical interest for authentic connection. The Stoic lesson? A bond founded on convenience dissolves when that convenience fades. Think of it this way. You finally own that beautiful lakeside cabin. Suddenly, old acquaintances are eager to reconnect. Are they visiting you or the getaway? Too many older men become that cabin without seeing it. I've spoken with so many who jumped into a relationship thinking, she sees a real me, only to find themselves months later funding everything, managing every crisis, bending their routines and feeling utterly depleted. It's not evil. It's biology. It's practicality. But it becomes a cage if you aren't vigilant. Reason 2, your liberty will vanish quicker than you anticipate. By your 50s and 60s, you likely arrive at a place of earned serenity. You weather professional battles, family complexities, personal losses. You've claimed your right to peace, to silent mornings, to guilt-free no's. Enter a serious relationship, and what happens? You barter that freedom for company. And often, the companionship offered isn't worth the autonomy you surrender. Your schedule bends. Your passions get postponed. You become the manager of another's emotional climate. You compress your world to keep the peace. Stoicism shouts one rule: defend your inner citadel. Your tranquility is not up for debate. Your time is holy. Your energy is the fuel for everything that matters. Yet, countless men willingly sign all 3 away within weeks of having a girlfriend. Picture this. A man enters retirement, dreams of travel, projects, deep reading. He finds a partner. Soon, his journeys are put on hold. His daily rituals fall apart. His weekends fill with her agenda. He's navigating her worries, her family dramas, her unmet hopes. His citadel isn't stormed by a foe, but by his own fading borders. Reason 3. You'll inherit an emotional load you didn't expect. This is where men grossly miscalculate the cost of a later life partnership. Women past 50 often carry significant history. Past relational wounds, divorce scars, tensions with adult kids, money fears, anxieties about aging. You will become the steady pillar. You will be the rock she depends on. You'll turn into the fixer, the comforter, the sounding board, the emotional shock absorber. Again, this doesn't make her flawed, but it means something critical. Assuming another's emotional weight costs you your own. Older men forget how much focus this demands. At 30, you have reserved for drama. At 60, you need that focus for your health, your mission, your stillness. A partnership becomes a burden, not a bolster. Stoics advise us to master our inner state. But many older men end up futilely trying to calm another's tempest instead. When you're forever tending to someone else's psyche, you disappear. You neglect your own needs. You deprioritize your wellness. You even abandon personal aims. You trade self-command for constant maintenance. And the insidious part? The shift is so gradual, you might not notice until you're already someone else. Reason 4. Post-50 partnerships often morph into caretaking arrangements. Here's a reality men rarely voice aloud. A girlfriend at this age can easily become one more duty, not a true teammate. Not in every case, but often enough to warrant extreme caution. Women navigating later life face real trials. Health changes, hormonal transitions, financial pressures, complex family webs. Who provides the practical and emotional support? You do. Not by malicious design, but because you're perceived as the stable one, the reasonable one, the listener. And when you're that guy, you inevitably start shouldering more. Stoic wisdom cautions against adopting burdens that aren't yours. Yet in a mature relationship, boundaries easily blur. You modify your habits for quiet. You cancel your plans for her family. You become the chauffeur, the coordinator, the crisis manager, the steady hand. You wanted a companion. Abruptly, you're a custodian. Let me sketch a common scene. A man in his 60s meets a vibrant, engaging woman. Half a year later, she's handling doctor visits, disputes with her children, old hurts resurfacing. Who soaks that up? You do. Why? Because you're solid. Because you're kind. Because you avoid conflict. But here's the raw truth. When you accept a role you never sought, you surrender the man you worked a lifetime to build. You become liable for a story that isn't yours. And once that pattern starts, it's hard to stop. Reason 5. You might sacrifice your masculine peak. This is the ultimate, crucial reason. The years between 50 and 70 are a unique, potent phase. Your raw vigor may differ, but your masculine core is more defined than ever. You're wiser, more deliberate, more secure in quiet confidence. This is your renaissance. But tethering yourself to a girlfriend, particularly one out of sync with your rhythm, risks losing that rebirth completely. Why? Relationships demand adjustment, and adjustment can be the foe of personal revolution. You've labored decades to reach this point. Your time is finally yours. Your resources are secure. You know what fuels you and what drains you. But commitment often brings an inevitable chain of events. Her preferences top yours. You alter your ways to dodge tension. Your solitude shrinks. You suppress your wants for calm. You stunt your own expansion. Your grand rebirth becomes a muted half-version. Stoicism teaches that a man's central aim must be his purpose, not affection, not approval, not simple company. Yet men over 50, thrilled by female attention, often sideline their central aim without a second thought. A relationship might add comfort, but it can also dampen the flame you've struggled to kindle. The expense isn't just sentimental. It's so deep. It's the cost of making yourself smaller, so another feels secure. You must ask, is that a worthy trade for this chapter of your life? Let's be absolutely precise. This isn't a call to shun women, connection, or dating. It's a call to something far more vital. Never approach a bond from a place of deficit, solitude, or dread. Approach only from abundance, self-regard, and total awareness. A stoic-minded man chooses. He does not grasp. He does not plead. He does not contract. He assesses. He watches. He acts from lucidity, not from hunger. The true path isn't to deny all bonds, but to reject any that demand your peace, your aim, or your autonomy as a price. If you ever welcome a woman into your world, let it be because she multiplies your life, not because she patches a lack. You might be thinking, what's the alternative for a man over 50? Here is the straightforward framework. 1. Put purpose first. Your defining mission is the backbone of your masculinity. Protect it fiercely. 2. Cherish peace over partnership. A tranquil space is more valuable than a tumultuous togetherness. Opt for peace. Always. 3. Keep dating light, not locked down. If you enjoy feminine presence, do so without yielding your sovereignty. Be transparent and honorable. 4. Maintain strong emotional borders. Offer support, but don't assimilate. Be there, but don't haul the load. 5. Shield your renaissance. This life phase is rare and powerful. Don't permit anyone, yourself included, to shrink it, because a man grounded in his power after 50 becomes a magnet, not a pursuer. Ultimately, a girlfriend isn't the issue. The issue is stepping into a bond site, unseen, oblivious to stakes. A Stoic man understands this deeply. Freedom is invaluable. Peace is supreme. Purpose is all. Defend them without apology. If a woman amplifies these, welcome her. If not, you step back without regret. For the man you are forging in your later years is worth more than the familiarity of any bond. If this resonated, write, "My peace is mine" in the comment below, so I see you're a man who gets it. And please like this video to help other men find their way here.